Good Wednesday afternoon, Coastal Bend. Today we got pretty warm, close to our record temperature. High temperature back in the 1909, we hit 95. Today we were very close to that. Our high is topping out in the low 90s at 93 degrees. Right now starting to cool down. I say that relatively. We're still sitting in those mid 80s. It does, however, feel like the low 80s when you factor in our dew points below 50 degrees, as well as our humidity at 26%. Winds, though, look at our flag there at SPID, still turning out of the north between about 15 to 25 miles an hour. Those winds being that strong, moderate to strong all day long, is why we've been talking about the elevated fire risk concerns all day long. Temperatures right now across the Coastal Bend area closer to the water, just a few degrees cooler. Port Aransas at 83 degrees. Everyone else, though, more inland. You'll notice Robstown, Alice, Kingsville, even down to Falfurrias, a tad bit warmer still in those upper 80s as they head into their evening hours. Wind speeds otherwise 15 to 20 miles an hour across the Coastal Bend. Gusts got up to 35 miles an hour here in Corpus Christi. So we had a really strong windy day. That behind the frontal boundary that passed earlier this morning, which caused us to go into a fire weather warning here in the Coastal Bend. That's still in effect until 8 p.m. tonight. We've also got a small craft advisory for our coastal waters as well as our bays, really just in response to those winds that have been sustained all day long between about 15 to 20 miles an hour. Going into tomorrow, we do have a fire weather watch going into effect. That'll stay in effect until tomorrow afternoon, evening, until 7 p.m. You'll notice that will be for all of our Coastal Bend locations, stretching all the way upwards towards San Antonio. I mean, all of Texas is really concerned with these fire weather risks that we're going into over the next 2 days. Why that is? Well, we've got this pattern. When we look up to our upper level, we have this north to south really strong flow. What that means, it's a good news. I mean, there's half of it good news. If you like sunny skies, you started to see that today. You're going to see that tomorrow and over the next 2 days. What this means, though, is no rain. This is like that sinking air type of motion. And so we've got no rain in the forecast. When you double that with our drought monitor, we've been talking about that. We've been talking about our relative humidity. It really means very, very, very dry conditions for our area in South Texas. But flip side of that, it means sunny skies. You saw that all day long today. You're going to see that going into your overnight hours. That being said, we're going to touch those mid to low 50s here in Corpus Christi. It's going to allow us to cool down a lot compared to where we were this morning. This morning, we were in the low 70s. Tomorrow morning, in those low 50s. So you're going to want to grab that sweater. We're going to be a few degrees cooler as well in our afternoon. Low 80s here in Corpus Christi for your afternoon high temp tomorrow, and then similar trend going into your Friday. This is Friday at 5:30 a.m. in those low 50s, upper 40s for our inland locations. Aside from that, though, wind's going to stay breezy throughout Thursday. It won't be until Friday and Saturday that we see winds start to turn out of the southeast. That's good news. Good news. That means moisture is going to start coming back in from the Gulf of Mexico. That will be reflected here on your dew points as we go into Saturday, Sunday, so early into the start of your next work week. We start hitting that humid category. And I know we don't like it, but that's good for our fire weather. Fire weather danger staying increased over the next 2 days. Again, not until Saturday and Sunday that more moisture builds into the Coastal Bend, that those elevated fire risks will become more decreased. Monday, Tuesday, we're seeing a chance at isolated rain. That paired with a system that's going to move north of the Coastal Bend. Not going to do much for us, but certainly not ruling out a shower or two. Leslie, Rudy.
Thanks, Mariah.